My name is Elena Vostrikova. I'm 32, and for most of my life, I believed I was invisible. I worked in the dim archives of a city museum surrounded by dust and forgotten relics. To others, I was a background figure. But I kept a secret, one that would change everything. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you believe in the power of secrets, second chances, and unexpected twists of fate. The kind of person who walks through life unnoticed, a ghost in crowded hallways, a whisper in bustling rooms. I worked quietly, dutifully, in the dimly lit archives of the City Museum, surrounded by dust, secrets, and forgotten relics. To others, I was a background figure, but deep down I harboured a burning truth. I wanted more.
What no one knew
More
was that
meaning,
I kept
more
a secret of
connection,
my
more
own.
light. One that lived between the yellowed pages of an old leather-bound journal, discovered inside a false bottom of a steamer trunk. It had belonged to a woman named Vera Morozova, a Russian émigré who fled the Soviet Union in 1972 and later donated her belongings to our museum. Everyone saw her as just another face in history, a footnote. But when I opened her journal and read her first words, I felt something shift inside me. The truth is not always hidden. Sometimes it's buried in plain sight. You just have to want to see it. That sentence haunted me because I did want to see it. I wanted to see everything. Vera's journal wasn't just filled with reflections. Interspersed among the daily entries were ciphered notes, cryptic diagrams, symbols that whispered to me in ways I couldn't explain. I spent hours decoding them, obsessively, hungrily, as though
by
Vera had
contrast,
written them just
was a
for me.
shadow.
My co-workers barely remembered my name. My parents pitied me. "You're brilliant, Elena," they'd say, sipping tea with pinched smiles. "Why don't you try dating? Join a book club, at least buy a new coat." But how could I explain that I already had a world where I belonged? I ran a secret project called Wishbone. It was a blog, anonymous, cryptic, emotional. Each week, I published stories submitted by strangers, raw, personal, sometimes dark desires they couldn't share with anyone else. They came to me because they knew I would listen. My readers numbered in the tens of thousands. They didn't know my name, I didn't know theirs. It was beautiful, strange, and pure, until the day one of them saw me. Sometimes I dream of trading lives with the girl at the museum, the one with the sad eyes. I think she has secrets, maybe even dangerous ones. My blood ran cold. At first, I dismissed it. Coincidence.
I know you run Wishbone.
But then
Don't worry,
came the message.
your secret's safe.
For now. I stopped sleeping. My breath shortened. And then I came home one evening to find my apartment door slightly ajar. Nothing was stolen, nothing was broken, except my sense of safety. There was only a single post-it note stuck to the bathroom mirror. Some wishes are too big to hide. I wanted to scream, but instead I went back to Vera's journal. It was the only thing that made sense anymore, and that's when I found it, the blueprint. A map buried between pages 116 and 117. It showed the museum's underbelly, the basement, the sealed-off corridor no one had entered since the Cold War. My heart pounded so loudly I thought the walls would echo it. That night, long after everyone had left, I crept downstairs with a flashlight and a crowbar. I peeled back panelling and insulation layer by layer until the wall cracked open like empty, cold, electric with silence. In the centre stood a strange machine, a Soviet-era recording device, its reels still intact. One tape had a label, EV, my initials. Hands trembling, I loaded it. Static roared. Then a voice. My voice. If anyone hears this, I'm Elena Vostrikova. I'm scared, but I think everything is about to change. I recoiled. It wasn't possible. I had never recorded anything like that. But it was me. My inflection, my fear, my truth. The next day another note appeared at my desk. Midnight, under the canal bridge. Come alone. My body screamed no, but curiosity, no, destiny, said yes. That night in the cold breath of the city, I met him, Andrei, tall, reserved, careful. You found her machine, he said before I could speak. Vera? I asked. He nodded. She was my aunt.
Under the bridge,
And she left
moon
it for
high
you.
above like a silent witness. He told me Vera had once been a KGB asset turned double agent. She had recorded classified secrets, smuggled codes and embedded prophecies. She believed in time loops, in second chances, in warning the future through echoes. He had followed Wishbone for years, watching me decrypt her messages through stories. And he wasn't the only one. We soon discovered what Vera had feared. Someone at the museum was selling state-sensitive archives on the black market. And they were watching me. Andre and I turned over the tapes to the authorities discreetly. A week later, my department head was arrested on unrelated charges. But I knew. I had heard his voice on one of the reels. The museum moved on. So did the city. But I emerged. For the first time, I revealed myself to Wishbone. I told my readers the truth about Vera, about the messages, about myself. People wanted to believe
Submissions
that
tripled
secrets
overnight.
matter, that wishes have weight, that truth can survive even in silence.
Now, Wishbone is more than a blog. It's a sanctuary, a revolution, a collective whisper turned raw. As for me, I moved into a new flat. I still work at the museum, but they gave me my own team. Andre and I started another project together, an encrypted archive where people can store confessions for future generations. Sometimes, on rainy nights, I listen to that first tape again. I'm scared, but I think everything is about to change. And I smile, because it did, and it will again. If this story made you feel something, curiosity, chills, hope, then let me know. Hit that like button, subscribe for more stories hidden between the lines, and drop a comment. What secret would you tell if no one knew your name?